If you played Black Desert Online for some time, then you have probably seen people selling stuff for pre-gift or just for pairs. It's one of the hotter topics in Black Desert and I will try to shed some light on it. The whole video may be seen as a tutorial of some kind. I will try to show you, in my opinion, a proper way of trading pairs that keeps both trading parties safe from harm and scam. Also, I'm gonna add some opinions on the whole topic. Let's start from the basics to get the grasp of the whole thing. If you played for, let's say, a month, then you should already realize two things. First, Black Desert Online is expensive. And I'm not talking about the cost of the game, but about the amount of money you need to reload to actually achieve something. And second thing, expensive items are not expensive, meaning that endgame boss items are worth around 100 millions, which is around as much as a semi-geared player can make in a day of farming. This results in a situation where almost anybody can try to buy boss items. I'm saying try because you know very well that when you are bidding something, there's probably 50 more people doing the same. Low price results in a huge competition for an item. If you are planning on getting a dandelion for your class in less than, let's say, 10 years, then realistically you need to prepare from 250 to 600 millions. Although I know that some people paid even more. From what I know, night vendor prices of dandelion box flies up to 900 millions. So items are worth more or even much more than the game tells us. One can disagree with this statement, for example saying that the new pre-order system compensates for the difference, but I still feel like an underpaid hooker when I get 120 millions for a dandelion. The basic concept is that the item owner wants to receive a per shop gift bought for the real money, and excluding some unusual events we can put it all into three possible scenarios. First, and the most commonly used one, looks like this. The seller puts an item on the market, buyer already has a pre-order ready for this and gets an item, then proceeds to send an item shop gift to the seller. Generally, there is always a chance that somebody can buy an item on a bid, but then he may admit to it or may not, so try to rely on pre-orders. Second scenario has only one difference, and that is a pre-gift. A gift that seller wants to receive before the trade as a form of assurance that he will get something out of this no matter what happens. Pre-gift is usually much lower than standard success gift. Pet 1000 pairs, value pack is the most you will get out of it, and demanding more will scare the clients away. Then it goes like this. Buyer sends a pair gift to the item owner. Seller then puts an item into the marketplace, buyer gets it and sends a standard size gift to the seller. Or not, and that is scenario number 3, which is a trade with only pre-gift. Now, this one is a bit more controversial because, as you know, there is no guarantee that pre-order will work, so use at your own risk. Client sends a pre-gift to the item owner before the transaction, then seller puts an item on the market. Personally, I don't really like this system and I prefer to rely on the two I mentioned earlier. Now, because pair trading is somewhat important to me, I would like to get something straight, something that most haters of pair trading don't get. As most of you, I don't have a habit of pulling coins out of my ear, ass or any other hole in my body. The full cost of starting a game in Black Desert is probably around 600 euros. Sometimes more depending on what do you focus on, and I'm not even including monthly value packs and other useful items. That's how you can lower the cost of your game, or at least stop paying monthly subscription, which is value pack or Kama Sylvia, start earning money using the game system in Black Desert. I have done tons of really weird stuff for pairs, including the period when somebody hired me as a sea exploration guide, which gave me a lot of fun, and of course pairs. A lot of people ignore the fact that it's a way to fully enjoy the game without having to pay for it. Most people prefer to mindlessly scream at anybody who sells anything, saying things like scammer, retard, cheater, etc.
3, 2, 1, 0.
By the way, let's clear something out, shall we? Pair trading is completely legal. Now, some of you may not believe me, but here's a proof. Hello, Kakao?
Yes.
Can you legally trade pearls?
Yes.
Okay, thanks buddy.
Yes.
Okay, now seriously, here's an official Kakao statement. The developer not only allows pair trading, but he has obligated himself to protect both parties in case of scam, meaning that if somebody will try to be funny, they will get banned. I will of course put the link into the video description so you can see for yourself. Okay, we've got the basic grasp of the whole thing, so let's get into some details. I will now focus on everything that has to do with staying on the safe side while engaging into pair trading. I'll mostly speak from the perspective of a seller for two reasons. One, I have much more experience in selling than in buying, and two, in my opinion, is the seller who bears the most responsibility while trading. What I mean is that if you get into it, a lot of times you will have to deal with people who speak very broken English or don't speak English at all. As a seller, you bear the responsibility of explaining the whole process and walking the client through the whole transaction. Or if you're having any bad feeling about the transaction, just say, "Mate, sorry, I'm not going to trade with you, maybe another time." First thing, communication. Be sure that both you and the buyer speak in the same language, fluently enough to understand each other. In case somebody speaks English or any other language so bad that you are not sure if he understands you, you don't trade with him. In case somebody actually can speak your language but is mentally incapable of understanding what's gonna happen, you also don't trade with him. Step 2. Information. You need to be sure that you have explained the situation well enough that the other part understands what's gonna happen and is aware of the risk of not buying an item via marketplace, which is not a problem in case of the first scenario because there is no pre-gift involved, so both people stay in more or less safe grounds. Step 3. Don't hurry. Usually the buyer that will actually buy the item is the third or even fifth person that you will talk with. If you are not sure about something, just stop the deal and rethink it all before it's too late. Step 4. Remember to set a notification on the item that you are about to sell. It's the only way to actually see who bought your item. Fifth and last step, screen everything. Developer obligated himself to protect trading parties, but only if you can actually prove something. Also remember that if you choose any communication via Discord, TeamSpeak or any other program, you still need to agree to the written agreement on the game chat. Screenshots made outside of the game will not be respected by a support. The written agreement usually sounds like this. You, Wizard69, agree to send me, Black Weeb, a pair gift worth 3000 pearls after successful purchase of Dandelion Greatsword via Marketplace. You acknowledge that there is no guarantee of purchasing the item. You also acknowledge that avoiding payment is a bannable offense. If you stick to those instructions, that you are almost 100% safe from being scammed. In my whole career, only once I had to ask the higher power and write support ticket because somebody did not fulfill his part of the deal. From what I know, the person guilty of this was banned for a month, but I'm not fully certain of the time. Maybe somewhere in the future I will create a new account and scam myself to check this out. As for now, here's how it looks. Everyone who clearly wanted to do some funny stuff with me lost his confidence when I spoke with him for a bit longer time and mentioned Kakao statements, probability of ban and other things. Not all of my trades were successful, but I never had a client that was displeased. I made sure that everybody who deals with me knows the risk and agrees to it. I'm sure that some of you have that one friend who got scammed for pearls, and you know what? Deal with it. I remember when I was a 13-year-old and while playing Runes of Magic I wanted to buy some diamonds this time, not pearls, and I got scammed. My fault. I engaged into something that I had no idea about. I have learned my lesson and I was never scammed again, despite the fact that I often get into things similar to pair trading and other deals. Don't do anything that you are not sure of. If something bad happens, then try to learn as much as you can from it, because at least in Black Desert every scam that happened could have been avoided. We are nearing to the end of a video, so I'm gonna talk about things that I couldn't pin to the other steps. I purposely avoided talking about pair prices of items because it depends. You get as much as you negotiate. I have sold dandelions for 2000 pearls and I have sold dandelions for 6000 pearls. I myself bought my first Urugon shoes with pre-gift only. The only thing that I can actually state is that nowadays there's only 3, maybe 4 boss items that are actually worth pearls. And those are Urgons, Dandelion, Dimtree and sometimes Kutum. In this whole video I am talking about items on enchant from +0 to let's say +11, because the distinctive thing about 3 and 10 items is that it's damn hard to sell them. That's because you need to somehow advertise the item. If you link 10 Urgons, then you can be sure that at least 6 people have just set their pre-orders. That's it, thanks for watching. I hope this video can somehow lower the amount of hate on global chat. I'm not sure if making videos in English is my thing. It isn't. Who knows, maybe I will get into it. But for now, thanks and bye.